Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for October 3rd through 7th. I think that Hulu's back to releasing by 8 because I watched it on Monday and it was on. When did I text you a screenshot and I was like, guess all you have to do is say Hulu's gaslighting you. But I don't think I checked the rest of the week.
I didn't pay attention. I watched them all on Friday night.
Okay. Which we only had 3 episodes. So I'm sorry. Scratch that. October through October 6th because of the baseball playoffs. So we only had...
I was so confused because I thought that maybe it just wasn't released yet because it was Friday's episode.
Right. Because they've been messing with us.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And then yesterday I went on to watch it and I'm like, wait, there's no episode. What happened?
Yeah. So there was only 4 episodes this week due to the baseball playoffs. On Monday, at least, it was on before 9 because I think it was about 8:30 is when I hopped on. So I don't know how long it had been on, but yay, maybe it's coming back.
Yes.
I don't know. We have 2 Port Charles pipelines. One kind of ties into storyline. So we'll go with Ashley first. Sorry this is so long. I meant to send this Monday, but my brain kept putting it off. So it grew and grew, but I think that this is it. Welcome to our world. We're going to go to something. This is also storyline, but to answer your question about the furniture.
Yes.
And the possible concussion from passion. When 2 people have a massive chemistry and similar mindsets, when distracted, some furniture and such may not come out intact. Just saying, it happens.
Good for you. That's all I can say.
Yes. So, how do we do? Do you want to do the Hulu headlines and then we'll get into it? And then as these come up, I'll hopefully remember to read them. So on Monday, Finn reassures Alexis.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Carly confides in Drew and Ava visits Ryan.
Yes.
Wednesday, Carly expresses her regret.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday, the hook strikes again.
I mean, these are all accurate, but...
Right. Do we have any fillers?
Let me check. I don't know that I had any of that. I kind of felt like Nina with Willow was a filler, even though it does kind of move the storyline along that we know she's going to be accusing her of having an affair with TJ. It just kind of felt misplaced. Like, all of a sudden, Willow's in the hospital looking at her test results. TJ comes up. They talk about it. They hug. And then Nina's like, oh, I see you guys hugging. That must mean you're having an affair. So,
not to defend Nina too much here. That is at least the second, if not third time she has seen them embracing what she is seeing as embracing, even though it's a friend comforting a friend. So I said I'm not defending her. I'm just saying it's not like it's the first time.
Okay. I mean, maybe Nina can't hug anyone without it meaning something more, but normal people share hugs.
I hug a lot of people.
It does not mean that they're having an affair.
Yes.
So, but I think that's pretty much it.
I think there's one more. Sasha and Maxie.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I hate to call that filler because it was such a good scene and it was nice that they finally remembered that maybe Sasha and Maxie should be talking about the loss of their husbands and how hard it is to move on and struggle with that daily.
And they were tragically taken. Not just, all loss of the spouse is not, but it was very sudden and unexpected and...
Right. So, yeah, I'm glad that they remembered that. I don't know if I want to call that filler because I think that that's going to...
But it is because it was only a few scenes and it didn't go... If you're what is your definition of filler?
You're right. I just don't like to call it filler because...
So far it has been... The one thing that you say consistently is it didn't really move us along anywhere other than like a couple moments and then was never... So, I mean...
I feel bad calling Sasha and Maxie fillers. They're going through a traumatic thing right now. But it was.
But it's not like it led us to the funeral. It's not like...
Yes, when she walked into The Office, I thought that she was going to say, like, I need to be back to work. I need some type of distraction. I need something. And it was going to bring back up that conversation of now what are we going to do with her? But it didn't. It was just a short, nice conversation about, hey, don't forget, I lost my husband too. If you need to talk about those feelings with someone, we could actually do that.
And I'm just looking over my notes. That is literally the only time that we saw Sasha all week.
Yeah.
So she asked for a dress for the funeral, which, because her cards are all frozen and she can't have access to her money. And I loved that she went to Maxie and that Maxie's
the person to go to if you need a cute outfit.
Yes. But also for some tea, because we're still having tea. And Sasha likes Earl Grey, and so do I. Not like that's really anything that's so...
It's not tea that no one's ever heard of before. It's very common.
But my favorite is Lady Grey.
Oh, okay.
It's yummy. But yes, it's really good whenever you make it, like when you make your own iced tea using that. It's very good.
I thought you were going to say it's really good when you like add vodka to it or something.
No. No, never done that. That brings us to number 2 on Ashley's email. She actually has them numbered.
Oh, wow.
So as much as right now I love Gladys's character, I'm thinking at some point we're going to see a turn in her. I believe that she will be awarded the conservatorship over Sasha. As much as everyone is saying that it'll be Nina, I think a family member would make more sense. So, like, you've said Nina, I think after last week, possibly, but, like, my first reaction was Gladys.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Gladys makes more sense because she is family. I agree with that.
And she was in the meeting.
Yeah, but I just feel like Nina has a way of getting into things that she should keep her nose out of.
Yep. Sasha will get the help that she needs, and I hope continue on at Deception when the time is right. And Gladys is already there too.
True.
Being as her position over Sasha will give her control over all the money and power over everything, I think that the greedy part of her personality will come to the surface, and this will be a dramatized version of Britney Spears. So she's saying that Gladys would revert back to the Gladys that we saw. Maybe not initially, but like, could that happen once she gets
that would be a good storyline. We talk about how they like to pull from real life. That would make sense.
But I like how Gladys has grown. So, like, I don't want to see that come back. But, you know, every now and again, she'll throw in how she deserves a little bit more. And so they made it very apparent how greedy and selfish she truly was. And while she has not shown those traits lately, and it doesn't mean that those feelings just go away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's accurate. And I think that that would be more interesting than having Nina. Because if Nina gets the conservatorship, then she's going to be part of Deception now. Right. So that's a second business that we have basically just given to her in the past year.
Right.
Okay, that was another filler. Nina and Curtis talking.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Nina was filler this week. Nina was filler.
There you go.
Because she spoke with Curtis. They are planning to do the nurses' ball next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, 60th anniversary. Glad that we are making sure to get that done.
Yes.
And that's all that I wrote about that. It was literally about the nurses' ball.
Yay,
I know that they were discussing something about Trina and Joss and how, Nina's surprised at Joss's reaction to her.
Oh,
do I remember that correctly?
Yes.
I didn't write it down.
She was like, I didn't account. Being with Sonny, I just didn't account for the reaction from all of his children. Most of them have been fine, but Jocelyn. And I was like, yeah, she's a teenage girl.
And she is biologically Carly's daughter.
Yes.
You know, but I can't picture Joss, because she hasn't done it. She's told off Ava, but she knows that is Avery's mom.
Right.
And I don't feel like she would do that to the girls.
Right.
If they like Nina, she's not going to tell them not to.
And I think that is part of her overprotectiveness and why she's against Nina is that she's old enough now. She's not just looking at it from her own perspective. She's thinking of her younger sisters that she's very close with, even though they are not biologically her sisters. And she doesn't want to have Nina mess it up.
Right.
Like, Carly has been mom to them. Well, I guess I said that wrong. Donna is biologically hers because that's Carly and Sonny's.
Right.
I keep forgetting. He actually had a kid with his wife. She's concerned for her sisters, not just for herself. And that is where her hatred of Nina comes from because Nina pulled their family apart. So yeah, that's why Jocelyn is being nasty to Nina. And Nina, I can't believe she's even ridiculous enough to boohoo about it, because Curtis has to be like, yeah, teenagers.
But then she started complaining about the staff at the Metro Court and how they're not taking a liking to her so far. And
Maybe you shouldn't steal Carly's life.
But just, I don't know.
Maybe you should go back to Nixon Falls.
Maybe learn the industry.
That's another
You know,
thing.
I mean, the last time that we saw her interacting with the staff, she was trying to tell someone to do a job that wasn't theirs.
Right. And to stop doing their job that was important for their night.
Right. So I wish that they showed her learning that industry. Anything.
Something.
But that industry, specifically, if she is going to want to make it a thing, you can't just walk into a hotel and a restaurant. I worked in restaurants for a good chunk of my life. I have no clue about running a hotel.
Right.
I would not pretend to.
Yeah, she's never done buy you one and be like, here, handle it.
Yeah, no.
Yep, we can run this into the ground.
Nope. So I guess we could just stay on Joss then.
We should open a hotel that each bedroom looks like a different room in General Hospital.
Oh.
With a restaurant downstairs that looks like Ruby's or the Metro Court.
No, the one downstairs looks like Kelly's.
Oh, there you go.
And then the upper,
Ruby's.
You did. Well, it was, we all know.
Yes.
And the upper one is the Metro Court.
And maybe one more downstairs that's the
They can have Corinthos coffee kiosks throughout. Okay. Now Amanda and I are going to be opening a hotel. And we're just going to do it tomorrow and expect it to work.
Exactly. Why is this just failing?
That would be fun.
That would be so fun. But we're not doing one that looks like Carly's current hotel room, because that wallpaper is killing me.
Wallpaper's making a comeback. Just letting you know.
I don't care if it's making a comeback. That wallpaper is distracting. I don't care if I was there for a business trip or a personal trip. I would not be able to get what I'm trying to get done.
I want to know if it's textured.
I bet it is.
Like, I feel like there is probably some kind of like a velvetiness to it.
At least raised. I don't know if it's velvet, but I bet that it's raised so you can feel it. But it's very distracting.
Not as distracting as Drew in the towel, though. And oh my gosh, her reaction. That was great. That was the best.
If she'd have had a coffee in her hand, she'd have squeezed it all over the floor like Brooklyn did with Chase.
It was just so weird, though. He's like, I can give you some sleeping techniques.
Mm-hmm. He can give me some sleeping techniques.
And he offered to bring the girls down to Florida.
Yeah. I just feel like we're overstepping some because those kids do not know him. Like, he's not Jason. That is the whole point.
Right.
He's not Jason. If Jason was here and offered to get the girls, they would jump right in the plane, no problem. But they do not know him.
Right.
Hopefully.
Or we have not seen him interacting with them to the point where
and
they're comfortable.
We
with
talk
them.
about Sonny's kids are under guard and whatever. Those kids have to have been taught. You don't just jump in a car with someone because they say mommy said it's fine. So, I mean, obviously there'd be adults around, but I just feel like they would be a little, I don't know that I want to go with you.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll bring Jocelyn with them.
But especially where she and Sonny already talked about it and they talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
But then they found out that Diane was stabbed.
Yes. We've taken that into...
I don't know, because now I don't know. So I have not been writing down the few theories that we have on who's the
hooker.
Who's the hooker? So theories. Hooker theory 101. I feel like that's a college course. Is Drew and woman from down the hall under tarot cards. And I believe Ashley said, yeah, she likes my theory about having two. Oh, somebody messaged us about the tarot card thing. It wasn't her. Shoot. And then we had Austin and Unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we're definitely on the same page. Like it's two.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Austin and Unknown, Ms. Wu connection? Question mark? Is that what we're, or who is the woman?
Torn with that. Yeah.
Who is the woman connection? Could it be Ms. Wu? Which I still don't think it is.
No.
The other one is Esme and Rory.
Mm-hmm.
Sister, brother, revenge. But then we also think that Rory could possibly be Reiko's son. Right? Did we talk about that?
I think in one of our hypothetical rambles we mentioned that.
Yeah.
I don't think we got
I think
into
someone
that.
wrote it in too. Someone did write it in.
Okay.
I think it was last week. Somebody wrote it in.
Okay.
Are those all of our theories?
And they want us to think that it's Dex because of the jingle jingle with his dog tags.
Right.
But we didn't. Even before Diane was like, it's a woman.
But is that all the theories that we have?
I think so.
Could Drew have left Port Charles then to escape scrutiny after having hooked Diane? But then she said it was a woman.
She did say it was a woman. She was very certain it was a woman.
Yes. And Drew does not wear bangle bracelets.
He does not. And I don't think he could be mistaken for a woman.
No. Because that was my first thought. I was like, okay, so he did it because then he
keeps
suddenly
leaving. Yeah.
jumped on a plane.
I agree. But that wouldn't make sense because he would have been the one that hooked Diane, and then
Right.
it would have been the woman's turn to hook whoever.
Or could he have hooked Brando and then bounced out?
No, because Brando heard the jingle jingle too.
Christina heard the jingle jingle. Nope, Brando heard it. Yep,
Brando
Brando's the
heard
one
it.
who said it because he said the bracelet's like Sasha. Yep.
Yes,
I think Christina heard it too.
she might have.
I forget. Okay. I don't know. So then Carly and Drew hold a press conference so Ellen Leva is from ABC7 in LA.
Oh, cool.
So they actually got a local
That
news
is very
anchor
cool.
to be Tara, the reporter,
Yeah.
as they gave a whole thing. I loved that she called Carly out on. So Drew explained that, while Carly was not available, Jason took care of all this stuff.
Right.
We discovered that the paperwork wasn't forwarded to Carly after Jason has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
But then she's like, okay, but yeah, even if all those things, you still never came to see your mom's grave.
Right.
But they went to, first of all, are we just pretending that you're allowed to walk into a high school?
Thank you. Thank you.
Were you thinking the same? I'm like,
Yeah, because they came. So
it's during the school day.
Yeah, if they would have come from the front, we would have seen their backs walk in and then turn to sit in that little square, then I would say, okay, it's after hours and they're on the outside of the school. But they came from behind that pillar that made it seem like that
it was a center
into
courtyard
the
of the school. That's what the impression I was under.
Right. I'm thinking of.
But it had the placard. It had the name on the
outside.
So maybe it was just the front, and maybe, we had an entryway that was outside and covered, that there were pillars. And if they had put over to the side a bench, realistically, that could have.
Yeah, see, my high school didn't, and the girls' high school didn't. We had
There's the pillars in the front of the school that if they had a bench.
Yeah, I was
at
thinking,
the front by the admission office.
a little, in my high school, there was a center corridor that you went out into. So if you wanted to eat
my high school
outside,
had, we had that too.
But it was there was no exiting the school. You just went outside.
But the school did not have the name of the school in it.
Right.
But our kids' high school, there is over by the admissions office side. It's positioned differently but if it were to have been positioned the way that this was, all they would need is a bench. It would make
sense that they were outside since Carly said that she had to run when this accident happened. She was standing there. They got in the car. She had to run inside. She would have been looking. Something. Yeah. And then she came back out and they were pulling away.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they weren't in it. But I did have that.
But still.
Well, if it was during school hours, absolutely. They would not be allowed on the grounds like that without someone walking over and being like, hey, what's up?
What you doing?
But if it was after school hours, then yeah, you could hang there for a couple minutes and reminisce.
So there is no JFK High in Jacksonville.
Oh, okay.
However, according to Wikipedia, there is one in Florida, but doesn't have any information.
Oh.
So JFK High has a Wikipedia page and one is listed in Florida, but it didn't say where. Guess we're just going to where you can go to the courtyard and not check in. Okay. She told Drew all about her relationship with Reese, like you just mentioned, that she watched this thing. And part of our Port Charles pipeline is our buddy Rocky sending a message about how inaccurate everything that is being said is. And we've talked about, we really don't dive into this stuff on social media. However, there's been some stuff so in grand tradition of the 411. You know what? I was in church this morning and my pastor was so funny because he's like, we're continuing the book of John that we started last year. And, Obviously, we've taken some weeks off to talk about other things. I was like, if they can do it for church, we can do it for the 411.
That's right.
Because sometimes things just pop up. The cartel is still a fun story.
Right. We're going to get back to it.
But this is more topical right now.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Reese.
I'm excited because I want to hear, I hope it gives a little more detail of Carly's involvement in that family, that she's like taken on the identity of Reese, because I feel like she would have been aware that Reese's family was dysfunctional, that she wouldn't have taken that name on. So
it was literally decided like 2 hours before we recorded. But in one of the hours that, since I told Amanda that I had not watched any videos, I might have had some playing in the background.
All right.
So join us on Thursday whenever we talk about Reese and you get to hear it all. We did not do a ton of research. There's a few articles that we're going to piece together. Then Carly's talking about changing her name. And I like that she was saying that to Drew. Like, okay, so how did you figure out which name
you wanted to go by? Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'm a Navy SEAL, and that's the name that I had as a Navy SEAL. And so that's what I'm going to keep. She mentioned that she's been Carly Roberts, and that's who she was when she came to town. And that she's been Carly Quartermain and Carly Corinthos.
I like that she was like, I don't think Monica would go for me going back to Quartermain.
No. And Carly Jax. She left out, as she's talking about Virginia keeping the last name Benson.
Right.
She forgot to say she's also been Carly Benson.
She has.
So if Carly had the name Carly Benson, Virginia would have kept Virginia Benson because Carly is her daughter.
Right.
Especially where Frank up and left.
Right. Right.
So,
I feel like it's how you have gotten to know yourself and what your identity is.
Right.
I was annoyed when I would call and make appointments for my son because they would just assume that I had the same last name and call me Mrs. blah, blah, blah. And I would be like, yeah, that's not me. Like, here you go. This is weird. And especially being young, like, just felt extra ugh. And so I hated that. Now that I have the same last name as my 3 girls, I am not in a rush to change it to anything else, even though technically it'll then match my son's. Because I am Amanda Kimmel now. It doesn't have anything to do with my ex. It has to do with that's who I am from the 20 years that this has been my name.
Right.
And so I'll change it when and if I want to. And I feel like that's what Drew was saying.
Hyphenate.
I don't know hyphenating. Although I have joked with Ryan about, don't you want to hyphenate and then you can have the same last name? And he's like, oh no, I do not
want that last name. You guys can all hyphenate.
Yeah. And then we'd all have the same names. Yeah. But no. He's not in a rush to take on my ex's last name. I don't know why.
Why not? But no, I mean, like, that's the answer was right there. But she forgot to mention that she has also been Carly Benson.
Yeah.
So
no, I like Drew's answer. If you have to go, like, you get to pick. That's the point. You can go back to any of those. You can make up your own. You do whatever you want to do.
I don't think I can legally. You can. You don't need somebody else's permission.
Especially if it's from divorce. You can go back to your maiden name or your previous name, I would assume, without it being any huge ordeal or cost. It's only if you wanted to change it to.
But like, I've read people making up their last name.
Right.
You know, if I could go change my name tomorrow to be Shannon Kimmel.
Sure. Fun, big, happy family.
It takes a little extra paperwork to do so without, it's just because. But you can do it.
I think there's a cost involved then.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a cost to go back to your original, but I'm not sure.
I know
there isn't to whenever you get married. You don't have to pay to change it to your husband's last name.
I honestly can't remember. But a rival newspaper released.
And I'm sorry, but who didn't see that coming?
Right.
The wife of the man that you hooked up with when you were a teenager who blames you for her husband's and her divorce and the fact that her daughter is dead, and then subsequently her ex-husband killed himself, is not just going to sit by and be like, oh, sure, throw this on the paper that says we're horrible because we're trying to move your mom's grave.
Right.
And not put up a hissy fit.
Yeah.
So they're going to call you all kinds of names and bring up all your bad traits to make you sound crazy so no one wants to listen to you.
I don't know.
I feel like unless they really do something good with Carly here, this whole storyline is filler. Like, are we moving her to Florida indefinitely?
I don't know.
It's just,
Maybe she'll spend 9 months there and
remember who she is, forget who she is.
Yes. Yes.
That doesn't really lead us anywhere.
It doesn't.
Oh, there was one more filler that I forgot as I'm re-looking over my notes. Cyrus with Spencer. That was like...
I didn't think that was filler.
that was filler.
But yes, by your definition, it was.
It was filler.
Yes.
Cyrus saves Spencer from the guy that smacked him with a book. And Spencer's like, hey, yeah, you can leave me alone because I know who you are. And Cyrus is like, what are you talking about? We're family. Of course I'm going to take care of you. And then it's just kind of over. Like, we didn't revisit that.
So the guy's name was Book. That's his nickname.
I love the thing.
It's his nickname.
But I love it.
But because he once beat a man into a coma with an Oxford dictionary.
That's awesome.
It took him 12 years to get the job in the library.
Yes. And then Spencer just took it.
And he didn't take it. His buddy got it for him.
Yeah.
Spencer did not petition to get it. He didn't know that he was taking somebody else's job. I could not read the book that he hit him with.
Oh, no. What
I
will
tried.
we ever do?
However, on the wall,
Oh, my God.
there was a cute little poster of a penguin that said, chill out and read. And I liked it.
Someone went to a Scholastic book fair.
I know.
That's cute. So yeah, that would be that was a filler just because it didn't move us anywhere else.
True.
We want to move on to Dex and Jocelyn and Michael.
Sure.
I was actually really liking those scenes.
Part of me is not liking how they're changing Joss, but like this was a good, mature, I don't care what you're saying. I'm still calling Dante.
Right. Exactly. So
You know?
she went to the restaurant and said she forgot her jacket and she needed to look for it. And Knife Guy was like, you're not going back there. Go home, little girl. And so she went and got Michael and was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're keeping Dex back there and I need your help because they're going to hurt him and he's not the hooker. And so Michael came back with her and was like, here's the deal, man. You can either let us go get him or we can call the cops and you can explain to the cops why you've kept this guy here because Sonny is going to say he had no part in it and you're going to lose your job with Sonny and you're going to be in trouble with the police. So what do you want to happen? And so he let Joss go and it was a freezer. You were right.
I know,
but I was saying they had to like cross the alley. And to me, I don't know how restaurants really work, but there's not an alley between the freezer and the restaurant. That's what it felt like. But it was a freezer, which I knew before they'd like made the big deal of puffing all the smoke out and stuff. Cause I like looked at what was in there and I was like, oh, frozen lobster tails. Okay. This is whatever. But anyway. Yeah, she got him down. I was afraid she was going to cut his hand. That knife was really sharp. I was like, be careful.
Yeah.
But she cut him down and they said they were leaving. And Dex was still like, yeah, I'm not turning Sonny in. Don't call the police. We're just going to walk out of here. And so Knife Guy let him.
I love that she tried to pull rank with Carver, where she's like, yeah, she wants to forget who Sonny is, but she's like, you don't even know who I am.
Exactly. I like Knife Guy more than Carver.
So then Sonny gets mad at Carver and fires him and questions the knives. So are we just to assume then that Carver is his legit name, how we joked about last week?
Right.
And Sonny didn't know that this guy was going to have knives? He didn't ask him what was in the bag? In the package? He had it in his hands whenever he came in.
He
right?
did.
It's not like he pulled up his shirt and pulled it out of his belt and put it down. Like he came in and saw Sonny and had that bundle in his hands.
I took it more as Sonny
Do you
thought.
think he had fish?
No, I thought
He just wanted to store his lunch?
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep going.
There you go. No, I thought Sonny was saying more of, I thought you used the knives for intimidation of what you could do, but you weren't actually going to do that.
Yeah.
And Knife Guy's like, oh yeah, I would have actually cut his finger off if that's where I needed to start. And Sonny was like, okay, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted you to intimidate the truth out of him, not cut fingers off.
Yep. And then Ava came and spoke highly of Dex to Sonny and was like, you might want to keep that one around.
Mm-hmm.
But then Michael and Dex talk afterwards and Michael tells him he doesn't have to
continue
work for him anymore. He's giving a $50,000 severance pay.
Thank you.
We learned something new, that Michael hired him from a service.
Yeah.
From a security service that typically puts him into combat. And now he sees the honor in stopping Sonny because and this is where I'm confused. He said he was either going to be killed or cut into ribbons. How would he be living if he were cut into ribbons?
Right. Yeah, you're dead.
You're dead either way there, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was funny that he had the or in there.
Right.
I was like, pretty sure you're going to die. But then Michael says, okay, fine, you can stay on, consider that hazard pay, keep the money, but stay away from Joss.
Yep. that's where it's going to get tricky.
Yep. Oh, but I did like that Sunny told both of them, by the way, Diane's breathing, in case you were wondering.
Yes. That is very important.
She's breathing on her own now, which Finn, Robert, and Alexis let us know that the protocol worked in the middle of the Metro Court, right? Was that the middle? No, that was the hospital. Where were they? I forget.
I thought they were... No, Alexis wasn't at the Savoy, so it wasn't the Savoy. It must have been the hospital.
Maybe. Okay. But so then Liz winds up asking Gregory about Reiko.
Yep.
After all this stuff with Diane.
And thinks that he's not going to tell Finn about it.
Well, and so they talk about Nicholas, like, and how she has a past with him, right? Didn't she talked about that with Gregory?
Mm-hmm.
And then Finn starts to wonder why Liz is asking about Reiko specifically. And it's like, why wouldn't your girlfriend ask about your deceased wife?
Right.
That's pretty fair, especially when she died from a poison that Liz now knows.
I don't understand what they're doing with all of that, because so when they're at the Savoy and Terri says, so what made you switch from hematology to infectious disease? He's like, a close friend of mine got sick. Well, everyone has assumed this entire time that the close friend was his wife, not just a close friend. And then it turns out, no, the whole snake story is why he had changed his profession or his specialty. And Liz is like, wait, I have questions now because I assumed this was talking about your wife, not your friend. And he's like, oh yeah, I'll answer anything with you, anything that you need to know. Mm-hmm. But like, he didn't know that everyone assumed that.
Especially when he came to town and his entire thing was finding a cure for Blackwood syndrome because that's what killed his wife.
Right. So it just, I don't know, it felt weird. Like they were trying to portray it like he really didn't know that was everyone's assumption. Yeah, he did. He wanted them to assume that because he didn't want to get into the other story, which is fine. But if you're letting people assume that, yeah, they're going to ask questions about your wife. Mm-hmm. Just knowing that you ever had one, whether she was deceased or not, that's typically a conversation you have with your partner of, hey, let's talk some about past significant relationships.
I just wish, so I'm really good for this. And I specifically do it to my manager a lot. Sometimes I do it to my business partner where as I am talking, I answer myself.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And I am fully well aware of how stupid what I just said was. Mm-hmm. Because you can just, like, I feel like they could probably see it.
Right.
Click where, oh, yeah, that's why.
Like they're going to just turn around and walk away. Like, I saw the bubble appear over your head. Right. You got it. I'm going to go back.
Exactly. Pretty much. I mean, honestly, like, I feel like my manager and I now have like I can watch her face and I go, okay. Sorry for bothering you, but thank you for listening to my thought process here. Can they start to repeat some of these lines out loud? Like last week when they said, Curtis has never been a stepfather before. If they had just spoken that, they would have gone, but wait, TJ.
I can't believe that the actors didn't say something. And I know you're not supposed to disrespect your writers, and I wouldn't want to disrespect my writer, but I would want to say you're making us all look stupid.
My favorite from this week was, does Liz forget that if Franco had not died, she would still be married to him? Because that was her thing when she was talking with Terri, and she's like, I just don't know, because it's a good chance that if Franco had lived, they'd still be married. Yeah. And you would probably still be married to Franco if he had lived too, Liz.
Right.
Like, that's typically how that works.
You tend to hope that's how your life would have gone since you married the person. The intent was to live a long life with them.
Yes. But so at the Savoy, Terri, Yuri, Finn, and Liz had a double date.
And I loved Finn, which I don't usually say, but I loved Finn this whole time because Elizabeth is like, yeah, we've been wanting to do this. And he's like, we have?
I told you they're giving him a personality.
I like that. You know why they're giving him a personality? Because they remembered he has a bearded dragon.
But, okay, a bearded collie is a dog. But then Yuri's like, both bearded.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
But Svetlana, we learned that Yuri has a bearded collie, Svetlana.
I want to try the drink he said he wanted, but I could not tell you.
It is creme babula.
Okay.
It is a honey-infused vodka drink flavored with spices. Or, and I think this is the one that he was actually ordering, a Belarusian alcoholic mixed drink or cocktail that typically consists of red wine and various kinds of liquor, including gin, vodka, and rum.
Ooh.
Or rum. I was going to make them for us today. That's actually why I asked you what kind of a time frame are you on. And I know that you have Girl Scouts, so we can't.
I'm sorry. Yes, today we are going on a hayride. It would not be good if I fell off.
No. But yes. And I have all those things. So we really could have.
Next week.
Okay. But so now Terri asked Liz if she thinks that she and her dad witnessed Reiko's death.
Right.
So by saying that Garrett died from snake bite, are we now removing, but Finn acknowledged why he switched to infectious disease was because of Reiko.
Right.
He did say that this week, right?
No, he said he switched because of Garrett.
Oh, that's right. Yes. But did he say anything about Reiko having died from a disease? Because, Liz alluded to that. Liz said, I thought that you switched because of because of Reiko.
Right.
So it's at least being still...
Right. She's trying to figure out, like,
we're not completely ignoring
die?
that we have been told.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. That's basically what her question was. I just don't understand why she wouldn't be a little more honest. I understand if you don't want to say, hey, I think I pushed your wife down the stairs, or maybe my dad did, but to say, wait a second, you were in wherever, I was there with my sister and my dad because he was doing Doctors Without Borders.
Right.
Wouldn't that have been funny if we ran into each other?
And my husband and I talk about it all the time. We went to rival high schools. We have camps 15 minutes apart. It's a natural conversation to say, more than likely, we saw each other. He swears that I waited on him when I worked at one of the restaurants.
Oh.
He's like, I would almost guarantee that you waited on us a few times. I'm like, more than likely, because there was one point that I worked 7 days a week there. So
right.
There was a really good chance.
Yes.
Do we want to stay at the Savoy?
Sure.
Just get it out of the way. Oh, Brianna Lane is back as Brooklyn right now. I like both of them. I'd honestly be happy with either one.
I'm partial to Amanda.
Well, other than the name, do you have strong feelings?
I think I'm just used to her at this point.
Right. But I think that she's a good...
Yeah, she's a good fill-in because she does have a lot of the same mannerisms and the way that she, tones things. So I think that it's a good replacement if we need to replace, but if I had to make a choice at this point,
right,
Amanda all the way.
Why are we putting Chase in those outfits?
I don't know. And why are we having him sing that same song? Is that the only song he can sing? That's what he sang for his audition.
Yeah, it is.
And we only saw him sing one song.
Well, maybe Monday he'll pick up with more songs.
I don't know, but when a band plays, do they usually play one song and then take a break? Because I didn't think so.
No, usually at a bar and a music night, it's
like a set and then
an intermission and then you come back
another set.
Yeah.
Right. He did one song and then the lights came back up and everyone was walking around getting more drinks saying, yay, Chase was so good.
Yes.
I hope he's singing more than one song.
We shall see.
I don't know what Curtis is paying him, but if it was only for one song, it shouldn't be that much.
And then Dante tells Brooklyn he might be able to get Chase his job back within weeks.
Mm-hmm. And she's not happy to hear that because that messes up their whole plan of turning him into a superstar so that sleazy manager guy gets taken.
Yes. And then Selena and Cody, they were kind of filler, talking about the poker game.
They were, but Maxie finally saw that he went off with her and was like, what?
What's going on here?
So that's going to be a good storyline for next week.
Yes.
Because she will not stay out of that. We know Maxie. She's going to be like, nope.
Yep. Oh, and on Monday, Joss and Trina had their first day of school, and Joss was all like, why can't I find Dex on social media? And Trina's like, you need to knock it off, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You need to stop.
Yeah.
But then Trina and Portia had a good conversation at Kelly's.
Yes, with their milkshakes.
Yes. Like, you are never too old for a milkshake.
That was so funny. I'm not a kid, Mom. But wait, I'll take whipped cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'd like that Portia acknowledged, she's like, yes, you are an adult and everything. However, when we get married, he will be a parental figure in your life.
Yes. And you'll always be my baby, no matter how old you are.
Right.
So let's sit here and have a conversation.
Yes. Oh, we forgot to say that Dante went to visit Sunny first, looking for Dex. And Christina showed up and was like, I need my bodyguard back. Where is Dex?
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of Cal. Calls out Sunny for suddenly caring about what the PCPD is saying. And I like that he asked Dante asked Christina to make a drinking game out of their over-opinionated mothers. Valentine, well, okay, so her mom and her cousin can do one over the Cassadines as Dante and Christina are sitting right next to them making one out of their families.
That would be really funny.
That would be.
Thinking about being at Kelly's still, that is when, well, first we saw Esme before that whole conversation because Trina met Joss and then Ava came up and was like, oh, I just paid a visit to Ryan. I'm not going to yell at them as much as I would like to about talking about stuff in public because they did not know that Esme was still alive, so she could be lurking around.
Right.
But they gave a lot of information in that conversation in a very weird way that I feel like normal conversations wouldn't go.
Yes.
So by the way, I visited Ryan and he was like, oh my gosh, even though he can't talk, his eyes said it all of he's so angry about this and that and who could the hooker be and blah, blah, blah. And then Trina and Joss are like, oh, really? That's crazy. Well, I heard. And they're just like feeding
all
everything right to Esme. And then Trina went in and had her milkshakes or whatever. I'm surprised that Ava be bopping around like, hello, you just got out of the hospital. You were stabbed.
I know.
I mean, I'm glad you're feeling well, but she was all over.
Yeah. She was wearing
that like one day because she had the same pink shirt on that she looked really pretty in.
Yeah.
But she was all over the place that one day.
And wearing those nice fitted skirts. Like,
she had pants on.
Were they pants?
It was pants.
Okay. Well, either way,
it was pants.
I would be in sweatpants.
Heck yeah.
If I had just been stabbed.
Yeah.
I would not be wearing silk.
On my bed. On my
Blood
couch.
does not come out of silk.
One or the other.
I don't know because I don't own silk. But I have a feeling.
Yeah. That was not a practical outfit or day for someone who just got out of the hospital.
She could do it.
She is Ava, but she's going to be in pain later. I hope they gave her some meds to relax and go home and take care of herself.
And then somehow Esme gets in to see Ryan.
She does. She gets in to see Ryan. I liked that when Ava was there, she's like, yeah, I still don't believe that you're actually in whatever state you say you're in because he moved his eyes at one point.
And he clenched his fist.
Yes.
But she couldn't see it.
She couldn't see the clenched fist because she just wasn't paying attention well enough to that to know that he was angry. But he did move his eyes and she was like, you can hear me. And I know they say that's all you can do, but it feels like there's more of a bodily reaction going on
and
here.
She brought up Esme.
She did. She's
like, there's something there.
Esme's dead. And then he was very relieved to see that Esme was not dead. And Esme said daddy this week, but she didn't say it in that gross way.
Esme goes to see Ryan and finally says non-creepy daddy.
Yes. Exactly. She's like, hello, daddy. But it was more like you thought I was dead.
It was more of a Beth Dutton daddy. That was a Beth Dutton daddy.
Yes. So I will let you say it like that. That's okay. But whatever. So anyway, and he yells at her and says, you're the hooker and you hooked Ava. Stay away from my woman. And she says she's not the hooker.
But now she has a new plan.
Yeah. So she's going to.
Do you believe that she's not? I do believe
that she's not the hooker because I think she would brag to Ryan if she was. Okay. Even the fact that she hurt Ava. I think she would have said, Do
you think now she's going to be a copycat though?
Maybe, but I don't think she was the original one.
Okay.
Because I do. I think she'd be like, you'd be proud of me, Dad. I did this, this, and this. And didn't get caught.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that she would say, I hooked Ava to get my revenge, but I didn't sink it as deep as I could have. And I didn't put the snake poison on it. So I wasn't trying to kill her. I was just trying to teach her a lesson. These other people, yeah, I'm killing them because I'm putting weird stuff on the hook. So I don't know. What do you think? You think she would have told him the truth?
I honestly have no idea. I was torn.
But I do like the copycat idea. She said she had a plan and he said it was brilliant. So
yeah.
I don't know who all, though, other than Nicholas, who do they need to stab?
Well, this is the thing. So that.
And Felicia, maybe, because Ryan.
That article that our buddy Max, by the way, where is Diane's Max?
Right.
Not beside her. No. Anyway, our little buddy Max. When he told us about the magazine cover, 2 of those people have not been hooked yet.
Right.
So Oz goes to talk with Robert and Jordan about, hey.
Was Oz on that cover?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I was gonna say, I know that
he comes
some of the people, but no,
you guys owe me immunity.
I just keep calling him slimy guy. I loved that he was like, I don't have an attorney because I am
my class in law school,
and so
he's not an attorney.
He's not an attorney.
When he was on the phone, he said, "I'm going to go take the bar."
Yes,
and then they hooked him.
They did.
I was so mad at that. I like Oz Haggerty.
I do too. They're definitely giving that character some spunk by making him slimy / educated.
Do you know what I was really, 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 really worried was going to happen?
What?
after Robert was talking about the challenges of their job and everything, I thought that Robert was going to be the next one.
No.
And I was going to lose it. So I'm not happy about Oz at all.
But we can't stab Robert.
No.
He's too old. He won't be able to recover.
How dare you say that Robert Scorpio would not be able to come back from that?
Too old.
No.
That thing is sharp with some weird disease.
He is Robert Scorpio. He would.
That's why I'm saying they can't hook him, is he would not survive and he can't die by a hook. You can be mad. I'm right.
I don't think we can do this show anymore if you have that little faith in Robert Scorpio.
I'm sorry.
That's just
not as good as he once was.
We're not going back to Toby Keith. Oh, wait, hold it. Was that a text? That was a text. Oh, we didn't say that. Amanda texted me something this week about he's not as good as he once was. And I said, but he's as good once as he ever was.
And then we got into our love of Toby Keith.
Yes.
And that line was just appropriate.
But it had nothing to do with General Hospital. I can't remember what it was.
That's why you didn't remember it.
That's why, yeah. But I remember that we had this conversation earlier this week. Yes. But thankfully, Oz was hooked on Pier 55 and not Pier 54.
True. We can still be the gossip pier, not the killing pier.
Yes. So I think really the only other thing that happened, we didn't mention it with the Nina Willow, her blood work got worse.
Oh, right.
That's what TJ was.
Yes.
I don't want them to have an affair, but they are cute. But like Molly, no. We can't do that to Molly.
No.
Victor told Nicholas that he needs to get divorced and an affair is not a rough patch.
I mean, I hate to agree with Victor, but
everything he said, that he had the best line this week, other than Yuri's, we're both good at kissing, which was, that was the comedic best line. But Victor said, love is a luxury, survival is essential.
Mm-hmm. And Valentine shows up with that note. How did he get that?
How? But his silent acting in the background the whole time was so
It was very good. It was very good. And I mean, now we see once again, they're out and about. Like Valentine is doing Victor's dirty work.
Yep. But then Valentine goes to Michael and asks him to come back to ELQ. That's kind of a filler too.
That was a filler. You're right. I totally forgot about that because that's how insignificant it was. And Michael's like, why would I want to do that? Like, you worked so hard to push me out. Why are you trying to have me back?
Right.
And that's whenever Joss came up and was like, hey, come with me and help me find Dex.
Yes. All right. So I do think that is it.
That is all that I have.
So it's time for
reality check.
I feel like our reality check is the same thing this week. We actually did a non-GH event together where we went to the local gun bash that benefits your fire station and my fire station. So I thought that was cute that they were doing it together. We're both losers, did not win anything, but I think we were there more for the atmosphere than the winnings anyway. Yeah. So
absolutely.
I would say 99% of those guns, I was like, oh, what? I don't know what that does, but okay. But it was just a fun afternoon out.
It was. We're going to do a night of races in a couple weeks.
Yes, that's my favorite. That's
we didn't talk about it. We're going to see Stephen Bradford on Tuesday. We talked about it a couple weeks ago that we were going, but we are actually going.
Yes.
So yay!
So hopefully we'll see everybody there. That'll be a fun time.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's like really the only fun thing that I did. Like I mentioned earlier today, for Girl Scouts, we're not doing traditional meetings anymore. We're doing one fun event a month.
Okay.
Because the older girls are just kind of getting too old and losing interest in it. And the younger girls have such busy schedules that it's hard to manage. So this month's fun activity is going on a hayride and through the corn maze.
Oh, that's fun.
So we are doing that this evening after I'm done with you. So yeah, that's my fun reality kid stuff. I like really nothing else. Nothing with, I know a funny story. Oh, I told you this yesterday, but I'll still repeat it for everyone else just because we talk about all of our crime sprees and stuff. My mom had to get fingerprinted because she volunteers at a daycare and she is so old, because there's no nice way of saying that. She is so old that they had to like redo them a million different times because most of her fingerprint is taken off. And so we were at the chiropractor whenever she mentioned that, and the chiropractor and I were like, too bad we can't get you into like running shape and we could go commit all these crimes and no one would ever know because we'd be the drivers and you could be the actual person that commits all the crimes. But
wow,
unfortunately, Like, youth is wasted on the young. Not having fingerprints is wasted on the old.
Oh my God. I've never heard that before, though.
Yeah, they just kind of wear away, like, from you using your hands.
I don't know. Maybe your mom's been up to stuff that we don't know about.
I hope so. That would be some great
I'm going to call my father-in-law and be like, excuse me, do you still have fingerprints?
There you go. Ask. I don't know. I'm going to hope there's like a secret
When you
diary.
started to tell me, I thought it was going to be her fingers were so wrinkly that
no,
like they couldn't get like a good clear,
no,
like skin kept folding over or something.
Yeah, no, I guess it like wears off depending on how much you use your hands. So yeah, hers were worn away, and I was sad that she's too old to commit anything fun with that because she's old.
Oh no.
We would never really commit crimes, but it is fun to think about the things you could do if you wouldn't get caught. And not even have to wear gloves. Like,
right.
Look at me. So there. That's my fun. It's my mom's reality check of all the crimes she could commit, but she's not going to commit them.
Oh, goodness.
She's not the hooker.
Well, we don't have fingerprints on the hooker, so we don't know.
She doesn't wear jingly bracelets. She does not like jewelry, which makes me ask all the time if she's sure that I wasn't like left on the doorstep or something.
Look at my daughter to me. I can't tell you the last time I changed my earrings, and that girl changes everything all the time.
But I'm not even about changing it in like the fashion of, like, I don't match everything. I just wear what I wear every day, but I have to have jewelry on. And my mom, I'm like, look at that ring. And she's like, meh, doesn't do anything for me. I'm like, oh man, I think that I was like found somewhere.
Nope.
So, but
maybe your mom is my mom.
Maybe.
Oh, but wait, that wouldn't work.
No.
Because you would not have had my daughter. So.
No. I'm pretty sure that didn't happen.
Never mind.
Anyway, what is your reality check?
So I had a crazy week. On Monday, we finally had so after all the things last week with the IEP meeting, one of the last things that we did was I scheduled a meeting for this Monday because my daughter didn't have school with a new support coordinator to get started. About a half hour in, I was like, how do I fire these other two?
Nice.
They are amazing so far. I really, really like them. Their outlook is very much the same as mine. It's not, so what I've been having to fight with the ones that we've had is not waiting until she's 21 to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she doesn't have to do that. Have to?
Right. But if she's ready, why would we hold her back?
So that's the thing. And they gave me so many more ideas and things that we could be doing with her. And that's when I was like, how do I fire those people?
Yes.
So we have a new support coordinator. Ironically, so they gave me one line. They're like, just email this one line to both of them. The one responded that night. The one that I typically only hear from once a year responded that night. The other one I didn't hear from until Friday.
Oh my.
And then part of her response was also, well, first of all, she's like, you have to talk to my supervisor. No, I don't.
Right. I mean, I'll let them know as a courtesy.
I literally copy and pasted that exact line and sent it to him.
Yeah.
And then he's, of course, on vacation. But then she then said, oh, and the other day I spoke with so-and-so about this thing that you asked me about last week. Why am I finding out about it on Friday when it was the other day you talked to them?
Right. Exactly. All you had to do was shoot an email.
Yeah. All you had to do is forward it.
Yeah.
Hey, they sent these over. Here you go.
Yep.
But no. And then on Wednesday night, and then she and I had a little bit, we did an ion cleanse detox foot bath beforehand to just chill. And it's actually part of a 12-week of self-care challenge that a friend of mine is holding at her wellness facility. So I was like, I'm going to do that. And then on Wednesday night, I went out to the hotel at the airport because my company convention was on Thursday. And we had an amazing speaker, Sebastian Terri. He is from Australia and he was inspired. I hate to say inspired, but inspired by a friend of his passed when they were 24.
Oh.
He's like, he was 25 and he said, what the heck have I been doing with my life? So he made a list of 100 things and he's actually like documented them and things like that. And the thing that he's found is that most of his things, even though they say, do this, they've actually helped other people.
Mm.
And so he's kind of been, so like one of his things was deliver a baby.
Oh, wow.
Right. So like he had to be like, hey, who will let me deliver their baby? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. But I would definitely look him up, Sebastian Terri, and most of his ats are like at 100 things or Seb 100 things, something like that. But he's really, really cool. And he's good to listen to and look at.
Nice.
But just really make you make you think. And, I do a lot of professional development and personal development, and it wasn't necessarily anything new, but the way that he talked about it was just kind of like, I don't know.
Hit you in a different way.
Yes. And then I saw CeCe Winans in concert on Friday night.
You're so cute.
And my daughter is doing another documentary this weekend, and she is filming a romantic dinner scene this afternoon.
Oh, that's awesome.
But then also they hired her as, she was originally going to be the clapper, like the person with the thingy. And then she comes home on Friday and is like, I'm the assistant director.
Oh my gosh.
So I cannot wait to hear how all of this went.
Yes.
Because she's filming right now. And this has been so weird for me because the last time she did a film, I was there with her.
Right.
And I haven't been there with her. Like, she's off doing it on her own, which I know is what everything that I've been complaining about fighting for is. This is the goal.
I mean, I think all parents feel like that. We know it's our job to teach them to leave the nest, but when they actually leave the nest, it's really hard. So all these independent skills that she's learning that you've pushed for, it's great that she learned them, but it hurts the mom heart a little.
It does, but I'm just happy for her. So I can't wait to see how all that turns out. But yeah, that was really it. And my son's doing well in school. Sorry, that's going to be the update that you get from him pretty much every week.
Right. Hopefully. That'd be a problem. It's not.
Yes. No, but I mean, it's really, I feel like the weeks have been flying by, but then when I look back at this stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, that was only on Monday.
Yeah.
Like that was just a few days ago, but
right.
So that's it for the recap. Join us on Thursday as we talk about Reese Marshall.
Have a good week.
And we'll meet with the peer.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to peer54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Peer54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at peer54podcast@gmail.com.